Hey you guys, it's Novelty back at again with with my double chin. So I got like at least good 2 hours until I gotta go to work. So technically I have 1 hour. So let's get this done as quick as possible. This is my May and June wrap up. Okay? Okay, let's go. So the only book I read in May that's well, it's not really that memorable, but it's the Stopover, the Mouse High Club, book one by T.L. Swan. It's on Kindle Unlimited, so I was able to listen and read it. Otherwise than that, it's $3.99 for the book. It's 521 pages, and I gave it 3 stars. So here's the deal. So you have the story that starts with Emily. She's boarding a plane, but she got upgraded to first class because of a situation that happened in the airport. So she sits next to this rich guy. They hit it off. They have a one-night stand. They never meet again. 1 year later, she gets a job at the one that she always wanted as a journalist, and it's at this huge media company. Like, they always are the first ones to report and all that other stuff to get the breaking news and story and all that other jazz. And as it comes to find out that the dude that she had a one-night stand with is her boss, and drama and mystery ensues. There's this side plot that someone is selling their stories to their competitors, so you do see their competitors come up a bit in the story. So there's like the drama with that. So it's basically a mystery and romance kind of thing. But it was kind of meh. The miscommunication trope was misused. I feel like abused a bit. I feel like if they cut some of it off, it'll be less than 521 pages. I really hope it's not like this for like the other book that I really want to read from her. It's called The Italian, and I'll leave a link down below because I heard that one is a dark romance, and you know me, I'm trying to get into more dark romance. So there's like like I already said, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, y'all. So there is a side mystery to this. I'm not that interested in them. Like, there was a few funny moments, like when they were in the woods and he never been to the woods because he's super rich and all that other stuff. He's a trust fund, basically he's a trust fund baby and all that other stuff. I feel like some things were unrealistic, especially when it comes for like there was a fight that went on, and it's like, first of all, he has money, so he was almost going to jail, but then he managed to get away with it, and it's like, that's so unrealistic. But this is one of those standalone series where, you know, each book, they can stand by itself, but, you know, technically it's part of a series because it follows different characters. In this case, Jemison, that's his name, he has 3 other brothers, so I think there's like at least going to be 5 books, you know, well, technically 4 books following the brothers. This is the first one, and maybe a novella, since, you know, that's how things go. And the next book comes out August 27th to 2020, so there's that. If you like it, go ahead, but it wasn't for me, and at least you can listen to it like I did on double speed for 2.5 speed because I got bored. So there's that. Next, well, actually the next few books are in June. I didn't read that much in June. Like, I'm reading a lot, but at the same time, like, I hadn't finished any books just yet. I only have like 4 books I actually finished. So the first book that I finished is The Worst Best Man by Mia Sosa. I gave this 3 stars. I read this book for the Black Prose Book Club. I was about to say the Black Girls Book Club. No. It's Black Prose Book Club. I'll leave the link to the live stream down below. It's an own voice because the author herself is Afro-Brazilian herself. And man, here's the thing. So you start with Carolina Santos, aka Lena. She gets left at the altar by her ex-fiance, well, now ex-fiance Andrew, and is led to believe that Max, his little Andrew's little brother, aka the best man, talked him out of marrying her. But then I guess a year or so later, a business opportunity shows up, and Max and Lena, they have to work together to get the job done, and tension rise. You know, it's a bit sexy, and it's the most realistic you know, sex scenes between them that that I've seen in a book, at least. So and I like that part, you know. So here's the thing, it's okay. I really, really, really love learning more about Lena's background, and especially like her matriarchal family, learning more about the Brazilian culture. Like, I was listening to the audiobook, so unfortunately I don't have like the physical copy, so I can like highlight the foods and stuff. Y'all, she's very descriptive of the food because I was hungry. I think after that I'm gonna have to like go look up some Brazilian restaurants near me, or like ones that I can do takeout and stuff, because like I'm hungry. I'm like really hungry. So all I have to say is, Max is very lackluster. I wish he had a backbone against his brother. Like, clearly there's something that went on. Oh, yes, I remember. So, I guess a long time ago, Max, he had a girlfriend who I think if I remember, literally said, I should have met your older brother instead of you. Or I should have met your older brother first. Child, either way, there's always some competition. Max always falls second, even though Andrew keeps stealing his work and all that other stuff. Andrew is like, he's like the favorite son, even though Max is the one who puts in work. So there's that. And I wish he had a goddamn backbone. And like, listen, siblings fight. It wouldn't be, you know, unusual if you start punching your brother, okay? Like, especially after all of that, especially like that one video towards the end. And here's the thing, Andrew, he barely had a story on his own. He's literally a plot device. He only shows up to start shit. Or to like move the plot along. So he was useless. But I feel like there's a story there, and I wish that we could go into more of their relationship between Max and Andrew, because like, I don't know, they need therapy. Like, they need family therapy or something, because like, unacceptable between that shit. And yeah, so there's that. That's my thoughts on it. The next book, well, the next two books that I read was White Rage, The Unspoken Truth of Our Racial Divide by Carol Anderson, and White Fragility, why it's so hard for white people to talk about racism by Robin DiAngelo. Now, here's the thing. I already did a video on it, and I'll link it down below. I read it for Blackout Buddy Read, and basically, on Twitter, there's a lot of debate or discussion as to whether or not White Fragility is a good book to recommend. I've seen some white people, and I've seen some black people and other POC people talk about it. So if I were you, go on social media to see different opinions, because like I don't know, it did bring some more perspective, and it did change my opinion slightly, you know. So I suggest like you go on Twitter, search up White Fragility criticism, and everything will show up. I'll like leave one link down below where a lot of people were debating underneath of. So yeah, you go do that. Understand this, like, I'm just one voice. You're gonna have to do your own research to see whether it's a good choice for you to read or not. Me, I'm lazy as fuck, because I'm not about to sit there and educate y'all all the goddamn time. Like, I've been doing that most of my goddamn life. So moving on. The last book I read in June is The Color Purple by Alice Walker. I also gave that 3 stars. Wow, there's a lot of 3 stars. Anyway, it took me a long ass time to read this book. I had this book on my shelves for years. I've already watched the movie, and I didn't even know that the movie had a book until like middle school. So then I started to like when I did start to read it, I read this back in March. Yeah, I started reading this back in March, and it wasn't until like June, a few days ago, for Blackathon 2.5. That's when I started to like finish reading it, because I only have like technically I had 2 hours left, but it like I sped it up, and it's like it took me that long just to read it. So I feel like I have to come back and revisit it. For now, it's just meh. Like, I keep thinking back to like the movie and stuff, and the whole thing is told through letters, and it was heartwarming. And I feel like I should like I know that there were themes of colorism, you know, misogynoir, abuse within the black family, and all that other stuff, and how some things can remain as, you know, as I know that The Color Purple had a lot of controversy, at least with the movie, and it definitely some things speak true today, especially when it comes for the abuse and all that other stuff. But this is something that I'm going to have to like revisit another day, and for more thorough thoughts. And because like the first half of the audiobook, I was able to like read and annotate and all that other stuff. I didn't have like a solid plan on how to like annotate the book. But next time I'm going to definitely annotate the last half, because I wasn't able to. I didn't have like the book with me at the time. I think I lost it somewhere in my house, found it conveniently. So there's that. Yeah, that's it. This is probably the shortest ones that I've done. Normally I would just like boop it together, but that is all. I can't wait for, well, today is July. Hopefully I'll be able to edit this within an hour. So goodbye. Love y'all. Stay safe. And subscribe and comment and let me know your thoughts. I'm going to leave the discussion about White Fragility down below, but like, yeah, you go do that. Anyway. Read a book, read a book, read a motherfucking book. Read a book, read a book, read a motherfucking book.